This podcast will take you through the answers to the quick factual test on Wilhelmine Germany, focusing on society and economics. First question: which new German industry witnessed a ninefold increase in the 25 years before World War I? The answer for that was steel. 2. Which primary industry was Britain still marginally ahead of in Germany at the turn of the century? That was coal production. Question 3, the German electrical firm that dominated the world market. It could be one of two, either AEG or Siemens. And 4, the German firm that led the way in the production of precision equipment, such as optics and cameras, was Zeiss. The percentage required for question 5 was 50%. That was the proportion of the world's electrical products. Question 6, the average annual growth of the German economy was between 7 and 8%. Extraction of potash and potassium salts massively increased production of fertilisers. I think one or two of you put chemicals, but I was consistent in the way I was marking that. I was looking for a precise point, and that was fertilisers. Question 8. The large industrial zone in the west of Germany with a high concentration of natural resources, especially coal. The answer I was looking for there was the Ruhr. One or two of you said Alsace-Lorraine, one or two of you said the Rhineland. Strictly speaking, they could qualify, but I was again consistent. I was looking for the Ruhr. Again, it is precision of answers that we're looking for here, and the largest industrial zone in the west of Germany was the Ruhr area. The Ruhr is part of the Rhineland, okay, so it's not separate from the Rhineland, it's a specific area within the Rhineland. So just make sure you're clear on that. Remember, the Rhineland was the demilitarised zone as well. But again, people do tend to get a little bit confused between the Ruhr, the Rhineland and Alsace-Lorraine. Anyway, moving on. Question 9. The vast industrial region to the east of Germany that was later lost to Poland after World War I was Silesia. Spelling was important. Basic rule with spelling: if it's just slightly misspelt, and I'm feeling in a generous mood, half a mark. If it was a significant misspelling, such that if you actually were to read the word you had written down out loud and it would sound different from the actual word, then usually I get a 0. Question 10, the German river to the east of which lay most of her vast farming lands. We're looking for the river Elbe there. Again, there's different rivers, the Oder and the Danube and the Rhine. So again, know your rivers, but the precision is River Elbe. Question 11, the natural resource that Alsace-Lorraine was rich in. Two possible responses, either iron ore or potash. Incidentally, when I mark these tests, if you put both down, I say one and I want just one, you don't get more marks. Likewise, if you chance your luck and you put a whole list of things down and incorrect answers were at the beginning of the list, then I would mark the first or the second in the list. Question 12, the answer was cartels. That was the distinctive feature of the German economy, where businessmen combined together to control prices, production levels, marketing, etc. Okay, cartels, very distinctive feature. Question 13, there were in total 366 cartels by 1905. In comparison to just 90 in the year 1885, 5 years before the Kaiser Wilhelm II started his reign. Question 14, two German coal producers. Which two? This was asking for two answers here, so therefore it was half a mark for each, and I needed the correct spelling. Thyssen and Krupp. Number 15, one geographical region of Germany that was dominated by Catholics, either Bavaria or the Rhineland. Some of you said southwest Germany. I gave half a mark for that. Again, it's precise, it's precision, so I was looking for either Bavaria or the Rhineland. Question 16, 40% of Germans were Catholics. Quite a striking figure, that. Question 17, the war that Bismarck had waged, in a sense, against the Catholics, which he had lost, which he tried to crush their freedoms, was known as the culture camp, Kulturkampf. It means the struggle of cultures. Question 18, a very easy one, I would hope, but one or two of you didn't get it, surprisingly. What were the Prussian landed nobility called who dominated society? The Junkers. The upper middle class, in terms of the professionals, teachers and civil servants, were the Beamte. Question 20, the lower middle class of artisans, that's small traders, small craftsmen, were the Mittelstand. Notice the spelling. I deducted half a mark, quite a lot, who spelt it L-E rather than E-L. Question 21, the two new social classes were, of course, the industrial elites, the new elites at the top, and the urban workers. So again, half a mark for each. 10% of Reichstag seats were held by minorities. 23, the non-German nationalities in Schleswig were Danes. Question 24, many Germans were excluded. That was Austria and the Sudetenland, which at that time was part of Austria. Later, of course, it became part of Czechoslovakia.